seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not until you give me the
What's in the fucking box?
Just making sure I have the right microphone. Aha! I don't.
I was about to do my patented intro, and it wasn't on the right microphone. See?
Oh,
See,
you sound a
technical
lot better
difficulties.
now.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
thought
I
it was
do.
your internet, so I was like, I won't say anything.
Yeah, no, that's the webcam mic. It always does this every time I shut down the computer, and it clears out the cookies on Chrome. So always remember to check your settings, folks, especially if you're jumping into StreamYards. But two.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of What's in the Box.
I am your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me is Irene Strychalski. How's it going, Reenie?
It's going. Thanks for having me. Hello.
Thanks for coming to hang out. I know that you are on vacation right now, so thank you for taking the time to come hang out with me while I open this book up. I'm super excited to read Fiendish 2. Really enjoyed Fiendish 1. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Didn't get a chance to have you on for new book Who Dis while the campaign was live, so I figured I would absolutely have you come hang out for this one. So aside from being on vacation, what have you been up to recently? Because I had you on for What's in the Box the last time I got a Fiendish book, and that was a while ago. It's been a while.
That was a while ago. Wow.
Yep.
Time flies. Time flies.
Well, especially when you're busy and.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And comics are a busy business, but I've got Fiendish is my main thing, which is just about all I can handle. Everybody knows it's a long form series. I have 8 books planned. I'm working on book 3. Oh, wow. I'm thumbnailing it on and off. Well, as 2 has been fulfilling, and as I've been traveling, I've just been working through the thumbnails and working on commissions, this and that, and also managing the 2.5 campaign, which is the current live campaign. It's the first standalone one-shot to the feeder series, and that's going very well. And it's
link
actually
is in the description of this video.
Thank you. And this is the first time I've written something for someone else to draw. So it's being drawn by Michael Rushbrook, and Jake is coloring it, Jake Hyper Wizard. And they're doing a banging job, so that's very exciting to be putting that out.
How's how was that for you? Writing something for somebody else to draw and not just drawing it yourself?
Oh, I had a great experience. First of all, Michael absolutely killed it. I found him through the Fiendish fan art contest for Chapter 2.
Oh,
for the
awesome.
Chapter 2
Okay.
campaign. Yeah, his piece was my favorite, and I asked him if he could do sequentials, and we worked out a schedule and everything, and he did a great job. And to me, it was like because comics are usually so much work for me, because drawing takes a lot of time and a lot of work, but this time it almost feels like I wrote it and I did the layouts for 2.5, but that's it. I handed it off to Michael after that, and he did the pencils and all the pretty finishes. He just took it to a whole other level. And to me, it was like I just did the basic storytelling, and then I threw some money at it, and comic appears. Wow,
and
it's so much easier than
comic book. Yay!
Yeah, honestly speaking, that's how my first impression of it, because usually I'm just like, oh my god, it takes so much time to draw.
Well, yeah, that's always the heavy lifting. You concept the story up here, and then getting it out on paper and making it look the way you actually want it to look, making it look the way you see it in your head. That's always the most difficult part, and it's time consuming. Yep. Because you can't just slap it onto the page.
No, and it's also, drawing just takes time. Writing, it's not like writing is any easier, I think, but drawing does take more time. So, yeah, it was a great experience, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of these 0.5 chapters. They're usually standalone stories. Doesn't mean it has nothing to do with the main series, but they're just self-contained, right? Like, for example, 0.5 is a flashback to Kazimir's past, sort of It covers a lot of ground, actually. It covers several years while he's growing up after the destruction of his hometown and how he grew up. He was adopted by this feral hunter, and it's sort of it's a very introspective story for him talking about sort of describing how he manages after this tragedy and how he finds his purpose again. And I felt like that was chapter I've honestly been really excited to do since the beginning. This was going to be a whole chapter, but I did realize I could condense it and make it a standalone story. And I felt like it was necessary, especially because I have a main character that's, I mean, if you read Fiendish, you know, he's very much a more reserved character, more quiet. Yeah. And I just felt like that was appropriate for his specific character arc and also what he's been through. And that's why I put Iskel there as sort of an avenue of connection to him, to Kazimir. And I also felt like I needed something more. I needed some more like internal narration so the readers can understand where this character was coming from, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Give a little more connection. You know, you've got this reserved character, and sometimes it's hard for the audience to connect to a reserved character because they're often very taciturn. You know, and they don't. You know, they don't let either the other characters or the reader kind of know what they're thinking. So it's a way to kind of humanize them and allow the audience to kind of get in their head a little bit more via a different character. So I can see that totally.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a jump in chat going on. Thank you all for coming to hang out. I appreciate you guys being here. We got Unhinged saying 3. Not sure what that means, but I'm sure there's some hidden meaning there. No. What's up, Jeremy Burtz? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kyle Med Jed. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Yeah. Got seen a few different faces. I mean, most I recognize, but there's a few different faces I don't recognize. What's up, Paul Deer? Thank you for coming to hang out. We got Eric the Guapo. Good to see you. We got Morb357. This is actually the writer on the book that I'm currently penciling and inking. It's a dark fantasy book as well. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that book, man. Let's see.
Fantasy.
Oh yeah, I mean, dark fantasy is such a fun genre to play with because you can kind of venture into horror a little bit if you want, and you can lighten the fantasy up a little bit, but you know you've got this great base of fantasy and darkness. What is light without dark?
My emo dark self that always wears only black. It's like this is a genre for me.
Listen. It's not my fault that my wardrobe is all black. I mean, most of my metal bands, you know, the shirts are black. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know.
Yeah.
Unhinged says I'm still waiting on RJ to ship mine. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Well, you get a preview here tonight. Yeah, he's getting there.
Also, there's part of it I've discovered is my fault. I need to send him more of the maps. So, but those collector boxes are the ones that are holding things out. Those take a lot of time. So, bless RJ. He's working hard.
Hey, he's working hard. Yeah, you know, I will say this. I accidentally, opened the plastic bag that was around it just because I didn't realize that it was Fiendish 2 until I opened it up. I was like, wait a minute, this kind of looks like a Gemini. Hang on a second. And then I checked the pack. Oh, you know, I thought it was a book from Amazon or something like that. So, yeah, I liked the tape from the last one. You know, the tape. I mean, I realized you can't do that on every campaign because I'm sure that custom tape is wicked expensive. But you know, it added a certain visual panache to it, I guess.
It's not even that, but it was sort of like I might do custom bags, which is actually even more expensive, but that's like my ideal because I like having a custom exterior thing. But what happened last time was it was a Gemini and I printed custom tape to tape it. But this time RJ proposed putting the Gemini in a poly mailer to protect it from water because we had issues with water damage last time.
Oh God, that's always a terrifying thing. Even like sending books out, even with art, Yeah, never know if something's going to get tossed into like a puddle. Hey, hello, there you are.
Hello. Hi.
Got the camera working.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Technology, isn't it fun?
Yeah,
I tried to update my OBS earlier, and it completely borked my virtual camera. And so I had to uninstall and reinstall, and that's always fun. So OBS, you need to fix your shit with a virtual camera plug-in because it don't work. I'm still like I'm at 2 versions behind.
Mine never works.
Oh really? Yeah, I think it's like 27 or something like that is the version I'm on, and it works with the virtual cam. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Eric the Guapo says, Fiendish 1 made me curious. Fiendish 2 caught my attention. Nice.
Cool, thank you.
What's up,
That's
Maromi?
high praise coming from Eric. Hi, Romy. Hello.
Welcome, sir. Hey, we got Dean James here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good day. Good day. Speaking of bags with custom printed bags, when I got the Embrace, that had a custom printed bag. I actually still have that bag because it was so cool. It's in the box with all the rest of like the campaign goodies and stuff that I've got from a bunch of different campaigns. Old Dirty Fatty, what's up, dude? Old Dirty Fatty says, Rini sounds like she's talking from a closet. Not that I know what that sounds like. I think you might have just outed yourself, my friend. You know.
Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So I had the same problem as you, and I didn't follow
webcam.
your advice. It was going through the webcam. Thanks, chat. If we sound like shit, let us know, because sometimes, most of 90% of the time, we can fix it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. You don't have to suffer through bad audio. You know, I've come to find out that a lot of these shows, people will often do things. I mean, I know I'll do this. I like today. I was watching, a couple of different streams. Feline did a live stream from her son's birthday today, and that was a lot of fun. I was in the kitchen cooking, so I was listening and watching. Jason did a show today with Will Perdomo, and I was cooking and listening and cleaning up the kitchen. So yeah, I know that you often, people often listen to these. So if we sound like crap, let us know. That way you don't have to suffer through poor audio. Haldier says Fiendish 1 and 2, great story and art. I can't wait to read Fiendish 2.5.
Thank you.
And here's the link for that on Fund My Comic. Yeah, I'm super glad that you decided to put this up on Fund My Comic. That's a great site, and I'm hoping that more and more people start using it.
Yeah, likewise.
Eric says, did a small spotlight on Fiendish 2 on the chat last week. The panels were masterfully placed, and I really like the use of colors being used to signify certain emotions and intensity.
Cool.
Very
I'll have to go watch it. Thank you.
What's up, Alex VRB? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, hey, we've got Jimmy Reyes art. What's going on, man? Rini Draws is now officially a slave owner?
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
Is he pledging himself to your service? Because if so, that's a little weird, buddy.
Unless someone else has pledged themselves, then this is not something I'm aware of.
Well, the internet is a very strange and silly place sometimes. Arthur Brown, what's up, dude? You never know with the internet. Never know.
Someone will be into that kind of weird stuff.
There's always somebody into something out there on the internet. Down goes Solo. Has it been stressful being just the writer? Have you had trouble getting across what you wanted from a page?
Not really. Probably because I did the layouts because I'm a control freak, but I asked Michael, are you okay with this? Because some artists, they want to have control over all the storytelling, and bless him, he was okay with it. And so because I have a very specific image in my mind of how I want the layouts to go, but he had the freedom to change the layouts if he wanted to. It was because I wanted to be a collaboration. This wasn't me just telling him what to do. And in a few instances that did happen, but it was like, okay, I have an idea for how I wanted to look visually, but I chose Michael because I felt like his art already fit the series. So it wasn't hard to get anything across visually, really. I kind of knew what to expect. And what I did was I didn't just do the layouts, but I had the dialogue on there as well, because I don't really write scripts, which drives some people crazy. My colorist still hates it. But what I do is I do the layouts and I letter it first. So I have these sketches and they're lettered. And what I've started to do is I'll write in big red text any screen direction that don't come across in a rough sketch. So it's this is what this character is feeling. This is this environment, have snow billowing here and use this color or whatever. And I feel like I need to go into more detail with those going forward. But because of that work process, I know it's, I guess, unconventional for American comics, but I was very happy with how it turned out.
I mean, each project is unique, right? You gotta find the workflow that works for it, and if that works, then that works. He wants to know. Down Go Solo got all kinds of questions tonight. Where are you at on 3.5?
3.5. I have a summary.
Well, hey, that's where it starts. Taciturn, slow down there, Professor. Hey, man, I read a lot of books. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure I'll drop the word verisimilitude at some point during this conversation. I have a tendency to do that in just about every stream I'm on.
Books. Oh.
Yep, books. Listen. I like reading, and you kind of pick up on words. Them books got words, so you pick up on that as you reading. Let's see. Making sure I don't miss anybody. What's up, Jeremy Burtz? Good to see you, sir. Welcome. Yes, listen to Alex. Smash the like button and sub if you aren't already, please. Let's see. Ah, thank you, Dean. Appreciate you, bub. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. You guys are amazing. Chat, you guys are just fantastic. Alex just dropping all kinds of links in here. Yes. If you're not signed up or picked up any of these books, go grab them. Let's see. Luke, your audio is fine, but you sound like crap. Oh, well, thank you.
Is this better? I could probably do the entire show like this if I had to.
Ooh, that would be cool. You should. I second this.
Yep. Oh,
okay. So, hail, Citizen Ronin. Good to see you. More 357 says the internet would be great if it weren't for other people. Yes, sometimes that is the case.
True.
Let's see. Hey, we got American Comics in the chat. What's up, American Comics? Good to see you. Unhinged says, we don't write the comic till it's in print. They handwrite every single page once the book is printed. Very unconventional, those two, but it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, not just similitude, verisimilitude. That is correct, sir. That's the most similitude. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. Cantankerous is a good word. See, I'm a writer. Yeah. I know a few people that are cantankerous. There's one in particular right there. All right. Hey, I have caught up with the chat. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Well done, Citizen Ronan. Well done. So speaking of reading, is there anything that you've read recently that you've really enjoyed? Like anything that you got in the mail before you went on vacation? Anything you've picked up while on vacation?
Well, on vacation, yes, actually, because I stopped by Colombia to visit some friends.
Nice.
For an actual vacation before this week, and I have them right here. I picked up some Spanish comics, and
oh wow, okay,
I actually have a whole bunch. So I haven't read them yet because my Spanish is shit. So I'm gonna have to take my sweet time when I get back home and just read these. But I picked up these were sent to me by a friend who does comics there. His name is Granda. He's in my chat sometimes, and this is a Colombian comics anthology, I think. And so it's got an anthology of all kinds of different comics in it, and it's really cool. He sent me a ton of these, and then I picked this up because this looks amazing. And this is Spanish, like Europe, Spain, like mainland Spain comic. It's kind of like a Shonen Jump kind of thing, but obviously influenced by manga, like manga style, but it is
definitely
a Spanish publishing house. It's a Spanish publishing house called Planeta, and it's
I've heard of them.
And so it's just now, like Shonen Jump.
Is it right to left like traditional manga, or is it left to right like normal comics? Or normal comics, Western comics, I should say. So the spine is on.
My brain can't. Right, it's like manga. My brain doesn't differentiate because both ways are correct to me.
Sure,
so,
sure. I understand.
Right, I just realized.
So the spine is on the right-hand side instead of the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay.
And
see, Jimmy says, Planet Manga cover on the right look a little like my character in Dragon Rage. Yeah, just a little bit.
This one is really cool. I actually bought this just for the cover because this is
that is a badass cover. Fair enough. That is a badass cover.
Yeah, there's a lot of D&D inspired, a couple of the series. It seems like it's a really mixed genre. You have more shonen, you have some more shoujo, but a lot of adventure-y D&D adventure type stories as well. So I was like, I feel like I'm gonna like this.
Yeah, I've been trying to branch out. Like when I was working at the comic shop, I tried to branch out into buying manga a little bit here and there, and I found a couple that were pretty cool. I'm currently going through Berserk right now. I got the big Chonkin omnibus. Man, that artwork is just something else. Like I'm currently working in black and white on the book, Mercenary Guild. So it's kind of I'm letting it inspire me and influence me. Bancroft says spine on the right, it's right to left. Okay, so he settled that for us. Yeah. Let's see. Alex says Grandpa posted some of those books being printed on Insta.
Cool.
Granda, sorry.
Granda, yeah, that's the friend that sent me the Rocco books. Yeah, he's great.
Nice. Eric the Guapo says, what's a cantanker? Is that a slur for homeless? That guy over there is a cantanker. Yes, maybe. I don't know. And Alex VRB says, that's silly. They use self-inking stamps for the dialogue. Clearly. I mean, it's clearly what they do. Let's see. Jason says, their only way is America. Yes, of course. Yes, the deluxe Berserk volumes are fucking fantastic. I just, that is a chunk of a book, All right. So, now, how about we open up this book and you can tell us, where, let's see, where the inspiration came from for Fiendish. I mean, I'm sure most people in the chat know, but for those that might be new to the channel here and new to Fiendish in general, so give us a little bit of backstory on Fiendish and a little bit of the production story on Fiendish 2.
Sure thing. Fiendish is my fantasy mystery comic series. The story follows Kazimir, who is a hunter who had his hometown destroyed by mysterious demons as a young boy, and he kind of left that tragedy, tried to put everything behind, grew up far away, but in book 1, we find out that those demons have returned. So he encounters one of those monsters, battles it, and wins, and he decides that he's going to set out on a journey and find the truth behind where these creatures come from. But there's a lot of other mysteries surrounding it, and as I have said many times in my own streams, this leads to a much larger conflict that will affect the larger society. So as we follow Kazimir and a couple of other like-minded characters on this journey of discovering the truth, we will discover a lot more conflicts around the world, and the world is slowly going to expand out from our core group of core characters. And chapter 2 was sort of the coming together of the other characters that were affected by this demon attack. In chapter 1, this monster attacked this traveling caravan that Kazimir and his cousin and hunting apprentice Iskel came by, and they were kind of all attacked by this creature at the same time. So there's this young girl named Yeomi who decides that she also wishes to find the truth behind these creatures that killed her family, and she has a whole story. She has a special or an interesting place in society, so to say. You'll know what I mean when you read chapter 2. And there's also some other characters that eventually join the cause going forward, and that's going to be chapter 3. And chapter 1 and 2 have kind of been my setup chapters. One was like the big action-packed, attention-grabbing first chapter. That was my intention. Sure. And chapter 2 is the character development one. There's still action. I think there should always be action and a lot of dynamism in comics. But chapter 2, I want to delve into who these characters are, and that's also what 2.5 is. Actually, all the 0.5 chapters most of them are character explorations. And chapter 3, as I've told people in my streams before, it's going to be okay, we've established the world, we've established conflict and characters, now let's punch you in the face with, like, this is the big bad, we're going to introduce the villain, we're going to launch into the core conflict that'll lead through the rest of the 8-book series.
Wow.
And then you have the trading cards.
I do. I really like this one. I'm a big fan of the felines.
Cool.
One feline in particular.
Yeah, that's that is Nina. She is also a character that's actually Kazimir's pet. So story behind her is I really like snow leopards. They're one of my favorite animals. And I think they're adorable and fluffy and cute, and they're the best, and they're a little endangered, which makes me sad. So I'm like, I will make a character who's, in my story, these creatures are called frostfangs. They're gigantic, they're like snow leopards merged with smilodons. And there's these huge blue-spotted northern cats, and Kazimir has one as a pet, and she just follows everyone along on the journey, and she's cuddly when she needs to be, and she's very angry when that's called for.
Well, I mean, that's cats. You know?
Yes.
That's cats. It's been my personal experience that is cats all over.
She will protect. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've had I actually had a cat named Violet that she would perk up if somebody was like walking up to the door. She'd perk up and her ears would go up and she'd growl like a dog. And then somebody would knock on the door. Oh yeah, she was crazy. She was cool. I loved that kitty cat. Actually lost her last year, but she was old though. You know, she lived a nice long time. She was like 18. But yeah, I love the cards. I'm gonna have to put together an actual book with all of these different cards that I've gotten from the different campaigns. Just because, you know, my dad and I used to go to the comic shop and buy like boxes of cards and try to get the entire set, you know, the old Marvel cards, the Spider-Man cards, X-Men and whatnot. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the cards. This is just an awesome sticker, by the way. I just want to show you guys the fantastic colors on this. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to find a cool place to put this sticker. Just saying.
They're very nice. They're vinyl stickers. You can put them outside. They might fit. They might fade after a couple years, but they will stay. And I have tried this. I put one of these on my cars years ago.
Oh, nice.
So they're very nice.
They're nice and high quality. I very much love the colors. And yeah,
Thank you.
You can see the nice print job. I like stickers. I like the tchotchkes and you know the awesome prints. Just dropping the cards all over the place. The awesome mini prints, you know. I mean, Dan Lawless is just fucking fantastic. Look at that.
Oh, he absolutely blew that out of the park.
Yeah, he killed it.
I wanted to make that a cover, but I'm like, I don't like having too many variants. But it's just like when you hire someone for a poster and it's so good, I want to make it a cover.
Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah, both those mini prints are fantastic.
Yep.
Wow. And so, what is this one?
Those are these little spirit creatures that you see in chapter 2. They're just part of the world building. And by the way, the trading cards, for those who don't really know, what's going on in the back there. I play a lot of Pathfinder and tabletop role-playing games, and so essentially that also influences my work, obviously. But Fiendish is. I made a point to not be. I didn't want to be derivative of like directly deriving from D&D or Pathfinder or Tolkien, and I kind of don't like how a lot of fantasy is so derivative of Tolkien. Not saying that I'm reinventing the wheel, but I wanted to reinvent my own magic system, my own fantasy races and everything, and I didn't want it to read completely like, well, all these adventurers who had different classes go to a bar. It doesn't read like that at all. I wanted it to be organic, but at the same time, because gaming is a big hobby of mine, like the only pastime that I do for fun, I want to eventually expand the series into a game. So whether that's a skin of Pathfinder or a tabletop game of its own, I'm thinking of that. So I figured with chapter 1 that, I can have some trading cards and have the characters or items or creatures statted out on the back. So that's what these are. And it's kind of become a staple of the series. I'll always have these statted out trading cards as stretch goals.
Yeah, well, that way people can actually, they can plug them into the tabletop game that they're playing, especially if they're playing Pathfinder. I think that's a great idea. Some person says, I'd like to see a battle between Reenies and Luke's D&D group. That would be an interesting mashup, because our D&D campaign is a lot of homebrew. Woodrow has busted his ass to make a very unique and interesting world. We're in space. I'm a Bardlock in space. Yeah. So we've got magic, we've got technology, we've got missiles, grenades. Yeah. So it's pretty fucking crazy what we got going on. But yeah, Woodrow has done a fantastic job with that campaign. We do that on Wednesday nights. I think that's when you do your
play Saturday nights.
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
I do my streams on Wednesday night. So our Pathfinder game is Saturday nights. I don't think we have that much homebrew, but I have a special interest in the sci-fi stuff, and Pathfinder has a kind of like a different version or a connected game called Starfinder that takes place in space. But actually, there's some spacey stuff that's in Pathfinder, and there's some like high technology stuff that's just plopped into this medieval world, and I'm always gravitating towards that. So
magic and technology is fun. This is a beautiful cover. I love the colors. When this popped up for like, I think this was like a 24-hour exclusive. I had to grab it, just because.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, this one was for Red Valkyrie. This was for their.
Okay. Yes.
My stream with them. Yeah. And then the black and white covers are the 24-hour exclusives. And unless you get like the big bundle set, the black and white covers are always only available on their own.
See.
For the first day. There you go.
Had to get the second one as black and white. That way I have a matched set here. I got the first one on the last campaign, so I had to get the second one. Plus, these black and white covers are just awesome. I love the way they turn out.
Thank you.
And I say this about, whenever I'm going through a campaign, when I open stuff, I always find something that I think would look really cool on a shirt. Do you have this as a t-shirt? Because this would make a really cool fucking t-shirt. Just a black t-shirt with white print. You do? Okay.
Actually, yeah, I do. It's on, I don't know if is it on the Fiendish? I have a store on the Fiendish website, by the way, fiendishcomic.com. Go to the store.
The link is in the description of this video, folks. So if you're looking for a t-shirt, go check it out. Let's see. Jason says, is a punch in the face extra in super chats? Like we said, the internet's a very strange and funny place, isn't it?
I would only say that to Jason. I love you.
Frost kittens, got it. Eric says, murder kitties are always a pleasant sight. Yes, they are. Down Goes Solo says, suddenly get the feeling Nina is going to rip. Yeah. Yeah, totally. That she looks like she's about ready to tear into somebody on that card, doesn't she? Yeah, that is a badass image. I'm like I said, I'm quite fond of the felines, and one in particular. Let's see. Had a cat that would sometimes growl when people entered the yard. See? Alex VRB knows. Stippling Vaughn, what happens when you step on her tail? Step on it and find out. You may lose a limb, but at least you'll know afterwards.
Yeah.
Plot twist. Kazimir is the evil mastermind.
Oh, no.
Down Goes Solo asks, who colored your stickers?
Me.
Ah, well, there you go.
So it's kind of like a smorgasbord of who did what. The covers vary. I did both of these covers, but I did have a color assist with the color for the Ragnar cover. The trading cards are drawn by my friend AC, but I colored those actually, and then the stickers are all me.
Nice.
And the main cover, I actually have this one here. This is also all me. So I wear a lot of hats, but I just don't do interior colors because I'm too slow. But I do a bunch of other stuff, and I found a really good trading card artist, and I stick with her because she's great. And so
when you're juggling so many different jobs on something like this, it's probably a good idea to delegate at least some of the stuff to other people. That way, you're not driving yourself just absolutely insane trying to do everything. At a certain point, you gotta learn to delegate things to other people. I mean, that's why you hire talented people to do stuff, because they're good at what they do. All right.
Exactly.
Let me see. Let me set this stuff up here so you guys can see it. I've got this little this metal laptop bracket thing that just happens to hang over my drawing board, and it's perfect for doing this. It holds books, and I got the camera up above. It's great for auctions as well. But check that out. See, I like the fact that you did the back. Now, who did this image?
That is done by Brico Luca or Luca Brico. I'm actually not sure which way it goes, but that was a fan art piece. It wasn't even for a fan art contest. He just painted it, and I was like, I love this. Can I buy it for the back cover?
Yeah,
that's the story.
That's
and actually, you can see it on full. Hold on, let me take this out. It's in full color. All the back covers are the same, except I reused this one for the black and white version. Here is the color version.
Oh wow, that is really
my
pretty.
nails are falling apart. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? So
wow.
Go follow.
And that was a fan art piece. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really great.
It works in black and white and in color. That's how you know you have a successful piece, when it works in black and white and color.
And I must say, it looks even better in print. It looks great.
Yeah. Mike McMahon says, bought issue 1 and 2 off the site. Can't wait. That's a good call, buddy. That's a good call. Hey, Fanta. Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Scrolling. Unhinged says, Luke's D&D campaign stealing away Irene's audience. Yeah, I don't know about that. You know, we have fun. we have fun on our campaign. You know, I think we're 55 episodes into this campaign now. So yeah, it's been going for a while. Let's see. Scrolling. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Down Go Solo says, what do your parents think of your success? Been bragging on you since you've been back?
Well, my dad's always been supportive. My mom is, they're fine with it. I think I'm not like, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it's okay. No, they're fine with it. I think at this point, they just want me to be happy.
Well, that's good. That's what parents should be, you know?
Yeah. But I put pressure on myself to do more.
Huh? Yeah.
I put pressure on myself.
Well, I mean, you gotta be a self-starter in this biz. You know, you gotta push yourself to get things done.
Yes.
You know, otherwise, ain't nobody gonna do it unless you do it.
Exactly.
Okay, Alex says check her Redbubble, Luke. Ragna design in white on black. Nice. Okay, excellent.
Cool.
Thank you for dropping that link. I appreciate it, Alex. Yeah, I like merch. Whenever Vaughn does a campaign, I've always got to get the T-shirt because the way he designs T-shirts always just like it reaches into my brain and grabs it. And I backed Battle Brick Road 2, and he designed the Scarecrow shirt for Eric. And I was talking to him. So like, who designed your shirt? And he's like, Vaughn. I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it because I had to get the shirt. It's just he always grabs me. Down Go Solo says, did the artist color it too? I'm guessing he was talking about this one. So yeah, looks like. And Unhinged says, don't judge my typing. That's racist. Yes, that's all right. At least you're not illiterate. That's good.
Apologies.
But, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do a little sneak peek at the book here. I don't want to spoil nothing for anybody.
Okay.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
And here's your last time on Fiendish page.
Yeah, gotta have a little backstory.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the first one. I'm looking forward to diving into this one. And the printing quality. Who did you use to print this time?
It's a secret, but I will tell creators in the back rooms. Because I want to make sure this printer is protected. But this is open to CG. I'll tell everybody. They're really good. They're a printer in Texas. They've done a banging job. Their color printing is so good. Their covers, I've been saying, it doesn't even look like CMYK printing. It's like the colors glow.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I like the matte finish on the covers. I like the matte finish because it feels like I can actually hold it in my hand and not get my fingerprints all over it. You know how sometimes you get those glossy books and, you feel like you're going to leave fingerprints on it. You're going to smudge all over it. But yeah, this is very nice. And spot gloss is good too. But I do like this. I can hold it in my hand. I can read it and not feel like I'm going to mess it up. Oh, wow. This is beautiful.
Thank you. I like a more satin or matte look to it. So I've been going with satin interiors, where I thought about matte, but I think for interiors, I don't like gloss because then for me it gets hard to read. Satin's like a nice in between. I feel like it brings the colors out, but it's not too reflecty. And I like going with matte covers. And if I can afford it, I want soft touch, which is actually like a higher quality matte that's really fingerprint resistant. And I love spot gloss, but it's a nightmare to do, but I might be convinced back to it in the future.
Yeah, you know, spot gloss is cool when it's used effectively, like the way Bancroft did on the first Lucid, you know, to really make that you know, that water and the reflection in the water pop. I love stuff like that. You know, when it's used effectively, it can really add to the you know, the feel and the look of the cover. But yeah, this this is great. I like the matte, and I think you made the right choice with the satin on the inside here, because it feels like, you know, a high quality comic, but without, you know, being overly glossy. You know, and you know, the reflections. You know, because sometimes it gets a little shiny, and like you said, you can't read. Wow. Yeah, the colors really look fantastic on these. Now, question: have you thought about? I mean, like I said, the colors look fantastic, but have you ever thought about doing like a black and white version of the interiors? You know, like
I have been asked that many times, and I feel like I should be.
Well, I mean, the only reason why I ask is because I'm somebody that really enjoys line work. I love seeing, you know, the way artists, you know, render their lines. You know, not that colors hide the line work, but I don't know. There's something about being able to see the line work. I mean, I'm very much a fan of like just the stark black and white contrast. You know, maybe a little black and white or a little gray tone, but you know, I love seeing the line work. Yeah,
I'm thinking of it. I said that I was considering doing an artist edition for Chapter 2. I still might do it. We'll see. It's just I'm worried about. Well, I know there's interest, but how much interest is there? But you know, I might as well. It doesn't matter if I just print like 50 copies, as long as it makes somebody happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, limited print runs like that can get a little pricey, but I mean, if there's enough people that actually want to pick it up, you know, you go for it.
Yeah.
Alex says, avert your eyes if you haven't seen this, chat. He doesn't want he doesn't want to have anything spoiled, and I'm trying not to spoil. See, that's the line that I have to walk with this show. I want to show enough to, like, you know, give you guys a good show here, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil the content. I don't want to spoil the book. I want people to go out and grab the book because now can you get these two books on the Fund My Comic campaign for 2.5?
Yes, but just not with these covers. This is two versions of Chapter 2, and all my campaign covers are campaign exclusive. So there's a new. Okay. What I do is I have permanent covers. I call it a perma cover or a perma cover, forever cover, and it's so I do a new one after the campaign, and that's just the cover it prints with going forward, basically.
Sure. I think that's a good idea. It helps differentiate between the campaigns, and it also gives people that jumped in on that particular campaign something special. And, you know, for the collectors out there, you know, it gives them something to chase down, you know, because let's be honest, a lot of us out here are comic collectors as well, and some people are completists, and they want to have everything. So it gives them something else to chase down. See, even the blind guy says colors are popping.
Thanks.
Down Go Solo is asking, what made you put the corners in the what made you put the boxes in the opposite corners?
Oh, it's just whatever felt right.
Well, I mean, if you look at the black and white of 1 and 2, they're in the same side. So I mean, at least it's consistent.
Yeah, it was more being consistent across the same edition series, like the black and white one. And I did a small side note. I wanted to do the same thing for the title in the black and white cover, but I didn't want to cover the boobs. So
you know what the audience likes. Yeah. If the auctions have taught me anything, chat, you guys love boobs, and to be fair, you know, who doesn't? But
I got you.
Yeah. Yep, Irene's thinking about you guys. She's making sure that you guys get what you want. Everybody's all about the spot gloss. Spot gloss is awesome. She's trying to recover from pure PTSD. You can do it, Reedy. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, you're welcome, sure. Down Go Solo. I'm not exactly sure what for, but you're most welcome. Let's see. Do an artist edition of 1 and 2, 11 by 17 hardcover as a separate crowdfunder. I'd love that. Do it. Yeah. No, that's actually not a bad idea. You know?
Okay. I will consider it.
I mean, once you said there's going to be 8 volumes all told. Like, I mean, you could do a chunk in omnibus, kind of like the Berserk, deluxe editions, and just do that all in black and white.
Well, the way the series is structured is it was originally going to be 9 books, but I've kind of done a breakdown of all 8 core books along with the 0.5 chapters, and I have they collect into, because they're already really big books. These are like the one chapter is the size of a tray. They're perfect bound. These aren't floppies. Like this book in your hand. This is like 80 pages with like 70 of those are story pages, but. I'm taking 2 or 3 of the core chapters and then maybe a couple of the 0.5 chapters, and the whole series will collect into 3 giant those leather bound Berserk tomes, 3 of them, and that's sort of it's actually in 3 arcs. That's how I wrote it.
Oh, okay, all right.
So once I'm done with chapter 3, I actually that would be the cutoff point for like the first arc, and I don't know if I want to put out like. In my mind, I have like awesome ideas for when the whole thing is done. I want them to be in these like oversized leather bound editions with like cool leather covers, and I want to make this leather case with like things that move on it. But that's 10 years from now because there's 8 books. But I could do a black and white collected edition of the first arc when chapter 3 is done.
Well, I mean, it seems like people would like that. Maromi's asking about a black and white collected down the line. Down Go Solo says I'd buy a few. What's up, Oni64? Welcome. Oi, oi, oi. Good to see you. We also got a Crystal McGee in chat. Thank you for being here. Never cover the boobs, says Down Go Solo. That is an axiom of the internet. Let's see. Alex says, oh my God, I almost forgot I was in StreamYards on Pete Semides, and I got a second round of questions with Narwhal. Nice. Do it up, man. Pete's a great dude. I had a blast talking with him. Just an amazing conversation with Pete. And as a matter of fact, he's going to be coming on my show for New Book Who Dis on November 5th. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. Scrolling. Would Fiendish ever become a tabletop RPG with a hardcover book? That you actually said you wanted to turn this into an RPG, either a module for Pathfinder, or would you try to modify and do your own system?
The way it's looking is, I don't think this could be a module for Pathfinder because the magic system differs way too much. It's one thing to build custom races and custom monsters. It's another thing when my magic system just doesn't match what exists in Pathfinder. So it could be a skin of it, but I'm thinking either a skin or I'll just build it from the ground up. Not me. I'll like hire someone who actually knows game design and build it from the ground up using the OSR. Probably not the OGL with how things are going with Wizards, but
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, but we actually might start out with that reminds me, I need to start talking to people about this. I'm considering starting out with a card or board game, something more basic, and I can start introducing some minis and introduce the world, and then build off of that into a full pen and paper game.
That would be cool. I mean, people like board games.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was just saying people like board games, so you...
Too excited about all this. But the comic comes first. But I am definitely thinking of a game expansion, that's all.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Down Go Solo says, will the 0.5 books be collected separately from the main books?
No, they will be collected in the big omnibuses with the main books because they're still part of the series. It's not like they have nothing to do with the main books. For example, 0.5 is about Kazimir, and most of or at least half of the 0.5s are character flashbacks or they're side quests with the characters that we follow in the main series. It's just the point is they are standalone stories you can read on its own.
Right.
And I'm hoping they also serve as an entry point for people who are maybe they don't want to jump into like this huge long story. And I feel like it's pretty convincing because I love the 0.5 chapters. So that's how that works.
Well, I mean, and also if you do decide to collect, the first arc, like you said, the first 3 volumes, if you decide to collect that all together, they could serve as like little chapter breaks in between. Kind of like how Alan Moore did in Watchmen. He had the story within the story, and they served as chapter breaks to break up the story a little bit and add a little bit more to the world. Just something you could do something like that. Let's see. You think you'd ever take writing commissions down the road? Down Goes Solo asks.
I don't know about that. No, it just makes me nervous because to me, I feel like, I know how to write Fiendish, and I've never published anything other than my own stuff. Like I write for myself, right? And I've reached a point finally after a lot of work where I'm quite confident about the writing for Fiendish, but there's still some stuff that I'm learning. I'm continually improving with every book, so I would be like a little afraid to just straight up write something for someone else. But I might start out with a collaboration because I don't want to take on work where I don't know what I'm doing or I'm not confident about it.
Sure. That makes sense. Oni64 says a card game sounds cool. Yeah, and it's also something to consider. No, Jason, aspartame is not good for you. It's actually terrible for you. But we've had this conversation, and you know damn well. Some person says, I recommend Nick Tuckert for a system builder. He's done Luke Stone's game. Yep. And he says he has a Irene amount of energy. Yeah.
Okay.
And Nick definitely does know games. He's created his own systems and stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
Let's see. The comic comes first, unless I get a Netflix deal. Kidding. Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah. Netflix would change too many things. Yeah, Netflix can stick to doing what they're doing. They've messed up enough things. I think I'm good with them not touching anything that's in the indie sphere. To be honest.
No.
What's up, Tokame?
To Netflix. What's up?
Yeah. I don't even subscribe to Netflix anymore. I got rid of the subscription a long time ago. Hey, Keely Chow, thank you for being here. Hail. I just unboxed my Fiendish 2 books, and we were talking about various different things. So, what does the future hold for Hellion Publishing? Is it just going to be Fiendish, or do you have other ideas outside of Fiendish that you would like to publish, or would you publish other people's stuff? I know that's a lot of questions. Sorry.
Oh, no. I mean, this is stuff I've thought about. My intentions are just to publish my own stuff. I don't really have plans to publish other people's stuff. Because I created Hellion Arts to publish Fiendish, and that includes, the comic is, again, the main thing, but that includes any possible gaming expansions and any side projects within the world of Fiendish. And I might have other works like in my mind. This is I want the imprint to really be about the world of Fiendish, at least things that feel like that, kind of this dark fantasy, kind of a little like delving a little bit into horror, that general kind of feel. And so that's sort of like, that's the branding for it, right? So I'm open to publishing things that I collaborate with other people on that don't have anything to do with Fiendish but are in the same vein. That's my thought right now, even though I'm not actively pursuing anything like that right now. It's just Fiendish.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. A lot of self-publishing is literally just to get the book out there. And from what I understand, publishing is a huge undertaking. It's got to be something that you're really focused on. I mean, and having one book is plenty, but then trying to publish a variety of other things, that can, unless you've got a team that is dedicated and, knows exactly what they're doing, in that publishing realm, it can be daunting and really overwhelming.
It's definitely not, it's a full-time thing. I mean, look at how busy Pete Samedi is, and I'm also the artist. Like, I draw and I like to draw and I want to keep drawing and also writing. So I don't think I would be just like a publisher, like a full-time publisher, really. It's more I'm focused on Fiendish and I'm managing this, and that's a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's enough, and I mean the quality speaks for itself. It's absolutely fantastic. It's these are beautiful looking books, and like I said, I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into these. I've been getting some really good stuff recently. I got Mary Boy's Beef Heads from Chubb the other day. That was a lot of fun to read. I got some digital versions of King Cryptid from Pete Samedi, and really enjoyed those as well. He's got some magic going on there with King Cryptid. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of great indie books out there right now. You know, too many to read all at once. Oni64 says, "What is your favorite metal band?"
How do I pick a favorite? I have like a trifecta are my favorites. It's between Rammstein, In This Moment, and Nightwish. And Nightwish and they're all like different kinds of metal. Rammstein is what you call their genre, Deutsche Harde or something.
Yeah, New Deutsche Harde. Yeah. Icebreaker is German. Another one. Yeah. Icebreaker is another one that it sounds like kind of like Rammstein, but yeah. Yeah, they're
cool.
fun.
Yeah, and and I like Lord of the Lost is another German band, but they're more goth metal. I quite like them, but I don't think they are. I like them a lot. I don't think they're like my favorites. I really like Nightwish. I like Nightwish for a long time, and they're symphonic metal. I'm like a long time.
They're very operatic.
Yeah. I love the operatic, grandiose sounding stuff.
Mm-hmm. You might enjoy Flesh God Apocalypse if you enjoy that kind of thing. They're like straight up death metal mixed with Italian opera. You know, like dude will literally bust out with Italian opera like while there's blast beats going on in the background. They're one of my favorite bands. They're fucking great. Yeah, if you like that operatic stuff, you should check out Flesh God. They're fun. Yeah.
Cool. I will.
Let's see. You think you'd ever do a prequel, show the old world of Arvos?
I'm considering doing that for some of the 0.5 chapters.
Nice.
Maybe.
It seems like it would fit.
Yeah. I might do. It might be a 0.5 chapter, but part of me is also like, okay, so there won't be 0.5s between every single book, but most of them I want because I just like it's a consistency thing, and I'm thinking of doing a flashback to something like further back in the world. But part of me is like I have summaries for it. I have an idea, but once I write it, if I feel like this could be a whole like book, not just a 25 or 30 page thing, then that would become its own project that is separate from the main Fiendish book. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, well, see, you've got a world established now. You know, you can go forward and backward in time from your current point. You know, it's the beauty of, you know, doing the world building. You know, you did the heavy lifting, concepting the world and setting it up, and you've got this story that you're telling. But I mean, you know, you can always tell stories around it. And so that's the beauty of creating your own worlds. Let's see. Greg Berlanti and the CW better not touch Screecher. Well, you know, as long as the owner hold fast to their IP, you know. The problem you run into is when creators decide that money is more important than integrity. I mean, yeah, money's nice, but losing your integrity in front of the fans, not so good. Not so good. Alex VRB says it's a lot of work and probably not worth it. If you're a writer-only creator, it's probably easier to wrangle those cats than someone that is doing the art and the writing. Yeah, and wrangling cats is no easy feat. It's nigh impossible because cats have a tendency to do their own thing. They are very independent. That's actually one of my favorite things about cats is how independent they are. What's up, Arta Roy? Hail, sir. Good to see you. Welcome.
Hello.
Rini, how goes that structural issue on your house? The chat is very concerned.
It is being fixed while I'm traveling.
Well, there you go.
I was like, I have to have I've had so many house issues. Look, I don't know how much you know about it. It's just been a pain.
I've heard things here and there. Yeah.
It's been a pain, but I have I basically had to redo the floor as a part of the subfloor, so I'm like, I'm gonna be gone,
damn.
so I might as well just have my guy come by and just.
Well,
like,
I mean,
fix
yeah.
it.
No, that makes sense.
Regular contractors, yeah.
I mean, if you're not gonna have a floor in the house, you can't walk around and all that noise while trying to work. Yeah, might as well take a vacation. Sure.
Yeah, I was like, I have to leave anyways while this is going on. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, please. This is the last thing I have to fix.
Yeah, yeah. Down Go Solo says good picks. Symphonic Metal probably. Yeah, yeah. My DM is a huge Nightwish fan, says Alex VRB. So I've heard a lot of it. LOL. Awesome. The correct answer is typo negative. Typo is great. They're definitely they're more in the goth metal realm, which is fine. It's just I like Typo's older stuff. Like their first album and October Rust and all that. Their later stuff got a little too gloomy and gothy for me. I need something that's a little faster. Gravitational Constant is probably one of my favorite Typo songs. But of course, Little Miss Scarall, Black #1, and Be My Druidess, and Cinnamon Girl. That's one of my favorites as well. Me and my girl, we love that one, don't we, Feline? So as a matter of fact, speaking of Feline, go subscribe to her channel. We do the Happy Hour Hangout Tuesdays at 5 p.m. She's got awesome trivia, which is a lot of fun. I'm usually terrible at it, but that's all right. I learn something new every time. So yeah, come join us. I might actually drink on the next one. We'll see. I was recovering from surgery, so I haven't been drinking. So I imagine that this whiskey that has been staring at me. Have you ever tried this Suntory whiskey?
I don't think so, actually. Oh, I might
really
have.
Good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really smooth. I've only had a few sips of this bottle since I first opened it. I drank most of this bottle in one evening and I regretted it the next day. Just because it was mostly gone. It didn't have much of a hangover because it really is that smooth. But damn. So yeah, I've been kind of holding off. So I might on the next Happy Hour Hangout, I might actually partake again. Morb says if you like Nightwish, you might like Lacuna Coil. Yeah, they're in that similar vein.
I keep on being told that, and I've listened to a few Lacuna Coil songs and I don't understand why people say they're similar. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to listen to other ones other than like the most popular songs. I don't get it.
Go check out some of their older stuff. That's probably where people are getting that. They, it's funny as bands go on, their sound evolves, and sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's really not. Who had Christopher Lee in the band? Christopher Lee, actually, that dude was a badass. He released his own metal album. Yeah, he was fucking fantastic, man. He was Sauron, he was Count Dooku, and he was a metalhead throughout his entire life. Dude was amazing. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Mastodon, High on really Fire, and Revocation. Yeah, all three are good. I really like Revocation. Mastodon I like because they did the song for what was it? It was the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie.
Don't talk, watch. You came here, watch it. Don't like it, walk out. We still have all your fucking money.
Fucking great song. Just go check that out. Mastodon, Don't Talk, Watch for the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. Fantastic song. They should play it in front of every single movie that comes out. Let's see. Alex says you could do a story that follows the ancestors of characters in the main story. Maybe they could form their own party. Look at the chat throwing out ideas left and right.
Yeah, maybe.
Some person says 16 books in 8 years. I hope your sanity holds.
It's not going to be 8 years. I don't know why. It's not 16 books. It's 8 main books. I'm 2 down, and then there's going to be in between. Let's see, math is hard. That's 6 books, and I'm giving myself like maybe 12 years. It's about 12 years. 2 years for a book is generally like the whole production process campaign. That's about what I'm averaging or what I'm foreseeing, and then the 0.5 chapters in between. Some other people are drawing it. So with the 2.5, what we did was, while I was drawing chapter 2, Michael was drawing chapter 2.5, which actually worked out really well. So yeah, those are kind of working on in tandem. That's the benefit of me being just a writer on that.
Yeah. Well, it frees you up to do other things, and you can focus on the artwork on the main book.
Yeah, I also like giving a spotlight to artists that I like. So. Yeah.
Well, see, and that's also cool. You know, you found an artist that you enjoy, and you know, you're able to give them work. You know, that's one of the cool things. I mean, like you said, this was fan art, you know, and now it's on the back of the book. You know, that's one of the things I really love about this scene is that there's such an amazing wealth of talent over here that, you know, there's always a new artist to discover. So, you know, I love the fact that that's fan art that got put into the book. I actually did a character for the auction yesterday on Red Valkyrie. I did one of Jimmy Reyes's character, Camilla, and Inkspots is actually going to color it. He's going to hand color it, and it's going to be put into Dragon Rage Crown of Fire. So y'all go check that book out. Go back Jimmy while you're at it. Morb says floors are important. Yes, they kind of are. Creators Outlet says Rini lives in Houses of the Holy. Oh, hang on, I got something for this. Where is it? There you go.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Oh, it's a Led Zeppelin album, Houses of the Holy, but he's saying it is, you know, the house has holes in it. You know, it's a double entendre. Yeah. Yep. She is highly entertained. Well. Artivore says, good. Hope they get that load-bearing beam in. Yeah, kind of need those.
Yeah.
Oni, I remember when Morbid Angel used to be a death metal band. I don't know what the hell happened to them in later years, but yeah, I remember when they used to be heavy. I know the quiz suffering well, Death Metal Hero. Yep. I there was one week that I didn't get any right on the trivia, but I still had fun. You know, it's always a good time on the Happy Hour Hangout. So he saw them a few times. Peter used to walk around the crowd after the show. Really nice dude. Yeah, he always seemed like a really nice dude. You know, it's a shame what happened. I mean, he had a congenital heart problem, so he died because of that. Alex says Suntory is a really good Japanese blended whiskey, which is essentially Scotch. I love Scotch, man. The Japanese learned their whiskey trade from the Scottish. You know, where do you think Scotch comes from? It's fucking delicious. It's my favorite Scotch is Monkey Shoulder. My buddy Captain Fuckhead, he told me that I should check it out. And usually when I drink Scotch, the Scottish accent comes out. You know, I don't usually get any complaints from Feline though. She gets a kick out of it. Art of Roy says, Reedy, do a Shane and get that found comic finished and funded. What?
Oh, so I'm at my parents' place, and I've been digging through my old shit.
Okay.
And I found
comic. Got it.
So I found a bunch of old work. I knew I left it. Like I packed all my old sketchbooks in this giant, like actually that's this big Tupperware box right behind. It's not Tupperware. It's like a storage box. It's all full of old sketchbooks going back to fucking middle school. I'm thinking of doing a birthday stream later and showing everybody. But
there you go.
But I found this comic. It's almost 50 pages, and
oh wow,
I drew it for fun in college and just like never lettered or printed it. I was like, I just feel like drawing a comic, so I just drew 50 pages, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I did this, and I posted a few pages on Twitter, and it's like the story sucks. It was like 19, 20-year-old me being like, look, I want to draw cool comics with like
we all got to start somewhere.
Nothing makes sense. But it's very Ghost in the Shell because I love Ghost in the Shell at the time, but people want to see it. Maybe if you guys bombard me with enough requests, I will print it.
I mean, you know, you could just go through and just print the artwork the way it is and maybe edit some of the story along the way. I mean, you know, if you got people clamoring for it and it'll sell, I mean, it could be just another thing to add funding fuel to the Hellion publishing fire. Yeah, that made sense in my head. Yeah. James Bond was
No, that
partially
makes
based
sense.
on Christopher Lee. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's especially if there's an audience for it. I mean, give the chat what they want.
Okay.
See, Maromi knows what I'm talking about Mastodon. Leave it in the streets. Run it over right after. Yeah, it's a great song.
Your mic crapped out. It was like, I can't handle the high note.
Yeah, no, it usually does. It's a soundboard that I got from Wish for $40 like 3 years ago. So I was actually on Monday night open mic night with Dark Gift, and I was covering Lamb of God, and I completely like crashed the board 3 times. So
nice.
Yeah, no, I gotta be careful with it. I probably was too close to the microphone. Let's see. Older Angel Spit is pretty solid. Back when Amelia Arsenic Destroy X was singing. Nice. Not super familiar. Heard the name though. Unhinged says Irene does not know what an Aqua Teen Hunger Force is. She's too young and innocent.
I do know what it is.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a classic, and they were putting that show out up until like recently when Adult Swim stopped making any and all cartoons.
Yeah, I worked on Archer. I know things. I know Adult Swim. I don't know all the references. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I know.
Yeah. Eric says Rini is 2.5 going to be a floppy.
It is. It's 25 pages. I don't think there's any point to perfect binding it.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice
25
floppy,
pages
though.
is perfect for a floppy.
Yeah, I'll see if they can like stitch it and stuff, so it's nice and sturdy.
Nice. Let's see. Fiendish is one of the top IPs for me right now. I like the direction it's going.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
I hope you keep liking it.
Have you heard of Necrot yet? I feel like you'd like that band. My brother is their sound engineer. Nice. No, I've not heard them. I'll have to check it out. Oni is just dropping all kinds of bands. Goat Horror is great. They're a lot of fun. Sadistic Intent, Possessed is good. Spawn of Possession is another good one. Down Go Solo wants you to show something old. Well, she's probably going to do a live stream with it later. But if you want to show something exclusive on What's in the Box, you're more than welcome to.
Sure. What do you guys want to see? A sketchbook?
She's like, fine. You forced me into it.
No, I'm actually really excited. I'm like, is this self-indulgent? But I have an excuse.
Listen, if the chat is asking for it, the chat is asking for it. You asked for it.
Pull it. Let's see.
Yep.
Oh my god, so much old shit. Okay, give me a second. So I have a bunch of sketchbooks behind me, and there is everybody knows about this giant thing here, right? I actually have been having a sketchbook with me is something that I've done since middle school. So that's what this. Look at this box, all those.
Wow.
And this one is like, I got the Fiendish sticker on it because from start to beginning, I'm about halfway through it now. It's almost all Fiendish stuff. This is basically my world building tome now for Fiendish.
Yeah.
Because this comic has taken over my life. But I have an earlier sketchbook that has some stuff before this, and I can show some of that. I don't know if it's this. No, it's not this one. That's a lifetime.
Call Me Jed says, if you have something that you don't think is worth printing and selling, that's a good time to look at digital distribution. Throw a download code in with a future campaign. That's actually not a bad idea,
Yeah. Actually, I have a Gumroad, and I have some old comics on there for like $1. So I could throw it on there, but I like the idea of having the the found comic, so to say, as probably like a website exclusive or something. If you guys, but I'll think about it.
Yeah, you got a few options. People seem to be very interested in the in the old stuff. So, I mean, something to think about. Let's see. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, back when Adult Swim was and Cartoon Network were cool. Yes, that is accurate. Archer Guy started on Adult Swim, C-Lab, Frisky Dingo. Yep, Xticles. Yep. What's the cutoff for Staple Bound? Down Go Solo wants to know. And yes. Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm like flipping through all this stuff.
You're fine. They asked you to find. They asked to see something old, so I keep going through the chat. The chat is still jumping here. I appreciate you guys being here. Like, share, subscribe. You know, you gotta when you're doing this YouTube thing. Always got to do that. I am actually less than 1,000 hours from my monetization. So if you guys want to help me out, go hit up my playlists and go check out. I've got a playlist of just about every single topic list I've ever done on my channel. You know, Jason and I usually switch back and forth. We've also got Jimmy Reyes with some of on his channel. But yeah, there's over 80 episodes. We've been doing that for 3 years, so go check that out. I've got a bunch of these What's in the Box on a playlist, a bunch of new book Who Dis. So yeah. Eric, you're lucky I don't ban you from the chat for saying that. Dave Matthews is garbage. Just garbage. See, yes, Acid Bath. Jason actually turned me on to Acid Bath. And I'd heard the name, but I'd never listened to them before that. So, oh my God, Oni, I'll kick you out along with Eric.
It's just listing metal bands. I found it.
There it is. Tokame wants to know how long until we get a Fiendish RPG book.
It's gonna be a while, but not a while like in like 20 years. Like,
right.
Give it some time because it's something that I'm basically gonna hand it. I need to talk to Dennis Turner from Cordrath because he has built his own game module and he knows people, and I was thinking of talking to Adam Lawson as well. There's people in our sphere, and
Adam's
I know
a great
people
person to
who
talk
work
to.
in gaming, right?
Yeah.
So it's just I need to like set things into motion more, and I've been like busy with the comic.
Yeah, I mean, making the comic book is a lot of work in and of itself. Oh wow, that's cool. Look at that.
Yeah, this is like 2018 or 19. This was like the tail end of this last sketchbook I have.
Mm-hmm.
And here are obviously those are roughs for chapter 1.
Is that where Fiendish started in that sketchbook, or had the story been kicking around in your head earlier than that?
No, it started in my sketchbook. It's just
nice.
I've kind of I was playing a lot of Pathfinder, and I wanted. It's weird because I used to be like a sci-fi person, and if you read Fiendish, you'll notice that a lot of things are a little sci-fi, not like space and shit, but there's like the magic system is a very hard and strict magic system, and it's because I just like science fiction and everything having like strict rules to it. So yeah, and a few other things like the way the elemental magic works, it's very scientific, and it's treated like it's just like FMA where alchemy is treated like a study and a science. That's how things work in Fiendish. But yeah, so
those are great.
But anyways, thank you. This is a very, very early concept. These were actually characters that were going to be in the book, but this was when the story was completely different. This character actually morphed into Yeomi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see.
She wasn't. I hadn't even invented the race of Dev yet, so she was kind of this like elfy race with I guess I was thinking maybe electric powers or some shit. Obviously, I took that away, but it was like I wanted this kind of a girl who had lost her traveling companions and joined the group. That was the core character concept, and here was like an early version of it. So everything was different. This was Iskel. And his name wasn't even Iskel. His name was Ivar, and he was a lot older at first. Looks like Tintin in like a Nordic.
A little bit, yeah, with the dot funny? Eyes, yeah.
So
I was just thinking that.
Silly. And here
what's up, Odin? Good to see you, brother.
The world map.
Wow.
This is the first sketch of the world map. Totally different, obviously. I basically flipped it, and the continent was originally called Irene. Totally different. Here's a bunch of other character sketches. This is Kazimir, and that's Ragna. This is like some of my first drawing. And here I've solidified Yeomi. I was like, I want her to be this like purple-skinned character, and I kept the kind of Princess Jasmine hair, at least for book 1. Kazimir looks a little different. He looks a little softer. Here,
slightly. I mean, but they actually those two look the most like the ones that they actually ended up being in the book. Their original sketches look the most like their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe having some other characters. I was like, oh, should I have this like dreadlock warrior chick? And I was like, no, it's not. I kind of cut a lot of characters because I felt like I did that fantasy writer thing where I got carried away. It was like, oh, I want to put on all these cool characters, but then after a while, I reeled myself back and realized, okay, I'm going to stick with the characters that really matter, that need to be there for the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized a lot of the cool characters will just come in when I have like this pool of characters that I've already created. And as the story progresses, if I want to introduce somebody cool just for this one fight or for this one arc, then I can like pull from that.
Yeah.
So here you go. And here are more layouts.
Wow.
Are these?
What size are those pages? Because those little thumbnails, I mean, that is a lot of intricate detail for just tiny little thumbnails.
Oh, that's just the size that I draw at. I draw really, really small. Wow. See, this is my current thumbnails. They're actually even more detailed. Look, there's writing too.
Yeah. Well, I saw on some of the early concept sketches, you had the language down there on the page as well. So you've been coming up with that language for a long time, huh?
Well, yeah. I started building the language around the same time I started building the comic. And do I want to show this? Yeah. Okay, I'll show this part of. Here's a kind of shaman character that's also scrapped, cool. But I'm pretty proud of the design. I thought the design was cool.
Yeah, never throw anything away.
Yeah, no, I keep all these around.
Tokame says he has a campaign idea that I think you'd enjoy spearheading for digital content, something no one is aware of. He'll DM you. Well, there you go.
Oh, okay. Sure, yeah. Let me know. I appreciate it. Here is
oh, wow.
The language. Okay, so what even is under that? So here's like writing notes. This is what my sketchbooks are like. There's also writing in it, but it's like a crazy person's diary. But here's some early work on the language.
Most organized sketchbooks ever, says Odin Dasko.
This is organized. So here's the numbers. I was working out how to write the numbers. And these are kind of like, you know how in Old Norse, Nordic culture, they have like protection staves and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to do my version of it because especially starting out, the main culture in Arvos, what I was thinking was it's kind of like this fantasy version of Nordic and ancient Nordic and Slavic culture merged together. So I was like, I'm going to do something that's similar and looks similar, but it's not the same because I don't want to bastardize somebody's culture. Sure. And these are actually symbols for all the gods. And I was working out what different letters look like and all that. I mean, that's true world building right there. And yeah, some of those did look like a VVVVEEE. I actually wear a VVVVEEE on my cuff here. Awesome.
That way, never get lost.
Pathfinder. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Jimmy says, "Nerd."
I know.
And so are you, buddy.
And
let's see. And Down Go Solo says, "What are your earliest fiendish designs? Is that in these sketchbooks that you found? Is that your earliest fiendish designs?"
Yeah, I think that was it.
Nice.
Yeah, let me find it. I think these were it.
Tokame says, "I like seeing the polishing process. Very impressive."
Cool. Yeah. Everything before this is like silly, derpy sketches of other shit.
Jason says, "Irene is insane. That's why she's one of us." Yeah, it takes a certain level of insanity to do this kind of shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, those were the earliest designs because before that were sketches for some other comics I was like kind of working on in my head. Wow. I do layouts of characters' apartments and homes and shit.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, that's how you visualize it. You know, that way you can keep track of it. Alex VRB says, "Okay, so these old pieces are all getting printed in the back of Fiendish 1.5, right?"
I think some of them are actually in my regrowth sketchbook. Here is thumbnails for another comic that I never did. But for a period of time this was when I was living in Taiwan in like 2018, and right around that time, it was sort of, I was miserable working at Marvel, and also the work was drawing up. So I was like, I'm just gonna try and explore doing my own stuff. So I had a few ideas bouncing around in my head. It's just Fiendish is the one that took off. That's how it happened.
Right. You gotta go with what hits, right? Let's see. That's a lot of thumbnails. Yes, it is. It's and I don't know that I could actually draw that small and still decipher what's going on. I think I would get lost in the little scribbles. Ooh. Zombie-looking critter. Yo, what's up, Baz? Good to see you. Baz says, Rini is so talented. Indeed.
Oh,
Some quality stuff. Oni says, shout out to the runes. Yes, indeed. Quite a fan of the runes. As a matter of fact, I have a bag of Tiger's Eye Norse runes that Flying Feline got me for Yule one year.
Cool.
It's a perfect accompaniment to my my drinking horn. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's back over there. Oh, hey, there's just some sci-fi concepts. Now, is that?
I was thinking.
Is that something that you would do if you got an opportunity, like a sci-fi book?
Sure. Yeah. Well, like I said, I originally was more of a sci-fi person. I'm a huge fan of Ghost in the Shell, and these were actually just for my concept art portfolio. I was thinking of going into concept art. So in college, my thing was comics and concept art. It's somehow I just ended up keep getting work in animation, even though I'm more of like a video game concept art person.
Right.
But yeah. I love concepting sci-fi stuff and designing worlds. Obviously, that's my thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you're gonna do concept artwork for video games, that's something that you have to be able to do. I was actually going into that as well. And I was like, you know what? Comics have always been my first love. I've always wanted to do comics. I was going into concept design because it's fun and supposedly it pays well, but the working conditions seem to suck. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take comics.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a cassowary.
Yeah,
that's a lot more cute than cassowaries actually are in real life. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those up close and personal, but they are literally velociraptors.
Yeah, I know. I made them a lot cuter than they're supposed to be.
Yeah, a lot cuter. Let's see. What's the large? You're talking about Down Goes Solo. I guess is asking what is the large piece? Is that something of yours? I'm guessing they're asking about the big cardboard box.
It is.
All kinds of questions.
Yeah, all this is shit that I dug out. I'll show this one later. I'll do a stream.
There you
go. After midnight EST, I'm gonna go get some bubble tea, and it's my birthday bubble tea, and then I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, that's right. Happy birthday!
Yay! Thank you.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you taking time out of your birthday to come hang out while I open this book, and we nerd out and you answer the questions of the chat. So it's
no
cool
problem. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just, chilling and treating myself to a bunch of bubble tea. So,
I mean, bubble tea is good. It's tasty. There was a place over on the island here in town that Feline and I used to go to, and they had durian fruit bubble tea, and it was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I did not expect it to be as tasty as it was.
Really?
Creators Outlet says Rini killed the cover on Black Tiger Hidden Dragon #6. Ooh, hang on. Bring that back up so people can see.
It should be #2, right?
Well, yeah, the volume 2. That's cool.
I forgot what these are for, but these are really, really old.
Now, is that blue line? Like, did you draw those in blue line, like non-repo blue, or is that just a blue colored pencil?
It's blue lead.
Okay. Wow.
It's just blue lead. I
Those
just thought it
are
looked
tight
cool.
pencils.
Yeah, with thank you. With like Photoshop, you can take it out in photo. I was gonna ink them, I just never got around to it, I guess.
Right. I mean, recently I've been penciling things digitally and then printing them out blue, and then inking traditionally over it. That way, I can iterate really quickly on the computer, and then I can print it out and have like an actual original, because people like the original artwork. You know, and plus it's something that you can have in a book. You can take to conventions. Is that something that that you're going to be doing in the future? You're going to be taking Fiendish around to conventions, or are you just focusing strictly on crowdfunding and doing this thing online?
I have taken Fiendish to conventions. Actually, before I did the crowdfunding thing, so the story of Fiendish is I didn't set out just deciding I was going to do crowdfunding. I shot Fiendish around to some small publishers. I showed it to somebody.
Okay.
I took it to New York Comic Con. So I worked on it for like a year and a half, and I had the preview book done. And so there's a book that's, I don't have a copy with me, but there's a preview book that is the first half of chapter 1. It's all black and white, and it's and some things in it are different, not just the dialogue, but Iskel is actually the older version. I went back and changed the art and aged him down. So if you have this it's a floppy, the first half of chapter 1, that's a bit of a rare book now. And so anyways, I took it to New York Comic Con to shop it around, and nobody wanted it. And so I was like, oh, let me try this crowdfunding thing. And lo and behold, here we are. Right. Yep. So I've always been open to taking Fiendish to conventions. I think crowdfunding is my main thing. Obviously, my online audience, YouTube, and through crowdfunding, this is my primary audience. I'm always going to take care of them. But I do want to take them to conventions. I had a banging time going to. I started doing conventions more in the past year. There was a con in South Carolina, Heroes, and Tampa was amazing. So I'm definitely going to do some more shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I recently went to Ancient City Con here in St. Augustine, and got to sit in on a panel about creating indie comics, and it was a lot of fun. I went to that convention the year before, got to meet Luke Stone, and I delivered the artwork for a variant cover I did for. As a matter of fact, it's right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I can't. Looking at the camera and trying to navigate, but yeah, this is my variant cover for Hardly Heroes #7. I delivered the artwork to that to Shattermare. Got to meet Luke Stone for the first time, and then a year later, I'm penciling and inking a book and sitting on a panel. And it's a change of pace because I had just stopped working at my local comic shop before that. So yeah, it's gone from selling comics to making comics, and it's great.
Awesome.
Eric the Guapo says, yes, I got that Rini cover for Black Tiger. Yeah, that was a really cool cover. John Hervey actually showed off the fully colored version. First looks on New Book Who Dis when we were hanging out. That's my dude. I love hanging out with John. He's good peeps, man, and he's putting out a really good book. If you guys haven't gotten that, Alex, I appreciate you dropping the link. Thank you, sir. Go ahead and grab that. J-Bot says Blue Lead is awesome. Yeah, especially if you're gonna scan it in and or if you're gonna ink it out and then scan it back in. It's not her birthday in proper Eastern Standard Time for another 25 minutes. Happy birthday anyway.
Thank you.
It's her birthday where she's at in the future. So there you go.
I come from the future.
Got to play yes, time travel is a thing. You've got to play a birthday video. I don't have a birthday video. It's very rarely that I have somebody that has a birthday on the show. So I heard durian is worse than sunstroming. It smells like a dead body. The fruit does, but if I'm remembering correctly, you're talking about the fermented fish or possibly the fermented shark. So yeah, I'm good on that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I won't torture everybody with that, Alex. But
gross.
Yeah, it is. That I don't know that I could actually eat that. That was a nice cover. I love Black Tiger. John and Rod are a fantastic duo. Yeah, they are. When did you first start drawing, Rini? Jimmy wants to know.
Like 4, 3.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
That's when I started reading comics at 3 years old. And started copying them soon after that. Comics actually taught me, like, they were the reason why I loved to read. I couldn't read them when I first got them, but my mom was teaching me how to read with flashcards, and I was very motivated to learn what Spider-Man, Batman, and the Fantastic Four were saying. So it was yeah. And then after that, you know, I got the Chronicles of Narnia, and it was just off to the races ever since then. Like, give me a story. I wish to be entertained. Take me on an adventure. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to let Rini go so she can go enjoy the rest of her birthday. And if you're lucky, she'll go ahead and do a stream and show you some stuff later. Irene, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I really appreciate it. I am so very much looking forward to jumping into Fiendish 2. You guys go grab Fiendish 2.5 on funmycomic.com. And we will see you next time. Peace out.
See you. Bye, everybody.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's in
gun.
the